Hi everyone, in this video I'll show you how to make a cup sleeve. All you need is any yarn you have. I'm going to be using this cotton yarn, and I do recommend using cotton yarn over acrylic if you're using this sleeve for hot drinks. With this I'm using a size 4 hook, but of course you can use whatever hook goes with your yarn. You will need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and a stitch marker. So to start, I'm going to be using 2 strands at the same time, but you don't have to do this. I'm only doing this because I want my yarn to be thicker than just what this strand is. So we're just treating it as if it's just one strand. To start, we're going to make a loop like this and hold on to it. Go into the loop, grab the long yarn and pull, and this is your slip knot. You want to grab your hook and insert and tighten it around the hook. To start, we're going to make chains, so you want to yarn over on the hook and pull through the loop. So this is your first chain. Again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So you can make as many chains as you want. We just needed to go around whatever cup you're using. So you just want to make enough to go all the way around and meet back here. So for me, I'm going to make 35 chains. So for now, just keep chaining and I'll meet you at the end. So I made 35 chains, and at this point you just want to take your cup and you just want to make sure it fits all the way around. Once you're happy with the amount of chains you made, we can move on. So for me, this is around 20 centimeters, give or take. It stretches just a tiny bit, if that helps you to gauge the sizing. So now we can move on to round 2. And at this point, we're going to connect these 2 sides together and start working in a circle. It's very simple. We're going to make sure that the strand isn't twisted. So you want to make sure it's straight. And we're just going to come together like this to make a slip knot. So you just want to make sure that your yarn is not twisted, that it's straight just like this. And you want to insert your hook into that very first chain that we made. So go into that chain just like this. So that V, go into that first V. We're going to take our yarn over, pull through that loop, and pull through the chain on the hook as well. So we made a slip stitch and we connected the 2 together. From here, we're going to chain 1. This is just for the height. And now we can start. So we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of these chains. So if I have 35, again, I will end up with 35 half double crochets. So we're actually going to be working in the back loops. So instead of working through these V's right here, we're going to flip our work in the back and you will see these bumps like this. And this is what we're going to be working through. So this is the front, the V. Instead of going through the V, we're turning in the back and working through these bumps right here. The very first one is in the same stitch where we just slip stitched. So if you look in the back, the very first bump is right here. So we're inside of this chain right here in the back. That's the very first bump. So you want to yarn over on the hook and insert your hook into that first bump. So this is the front and the back, that's the bump. Insert your hook like this, yarn over, pull up a loop. So now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. 1, 2, 3. Now this is your first half double crochet of this row. And I will take the stitch marker and mark this as the first stitch. So we know where to join in when we come back around. So that's our first one, and now we move on. So again, we yarn over on the hook and go into the next bump. So this is the front V, turn in the back, that's your bump right here. So if I point it out again, this is the bump, this is the next bump, this is the next bump. And also if the chains are ever too tight to work into, you can always take your needle and loosen it up like this. So now we continue, You have yarn over on the hook, insert in that next bump, like this, yarn over, pull up a loop. Again, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through. That's your second half double crochet. And again, yarn over in the next bump, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, yarn over in the next bump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So make sure your chains aren't twisting around and that you're crocheting in a straight line like this. So from now on, you're just going to repeat 1 half double crochet in each of these bumps until you go all the way around, and I will meet you back here. So again, you yarn over and go into that next bump. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and repeat. So now I'm almost at the end. I have about 2 stitches left. And my last one is right here. So if you're ever not sure where the bump is, you see this is the last V. So in the back, that's the bump for it. So I will just put my last half double crochet. And you always want to make sure that you're counting your stitches back to make sure you have the same amount that you started with. So I started with 35 chains, so I have 35 stitches here. So to move on to the next round, you're going to take off the stitch marker, and in that same stitch, you're going to insert your hook where the stitch marker was. You're going to yarn over, pull through, and pull through all the way, creating a slip stitch, just like this. Now to start the next row, we're going to yarn over and chain 1. Now we're going to place 1 half double crochet again in each of these stitches, but now we're working through the full stitch right here. So we're going to go through these V's, just like this, the full stitch. So we're going to place the first half double crochet in that same stitch where we slip stitched right here. So you're going to yarn over on the hook and insert it in that very first stitch, like that. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Again, you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Now this is your first stitch of this row, which means we're going to mark this again so we know where to join in when we finish this round. And now we move on to the next stitch. So yarn over into that next stitch right here, insert your hook through the full V, pull up a loop. Again, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through. And again, yarn over in that next stitch right here, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over on the hook, insert in that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. So now all you're doing is putting 1 half double crochet all the way around until you come back here, and I'll meet you here to start the next row together. So I finished the second row, and in here it looks like a stitch, but remember this is a slip stitch and this is chain 1 from the last row. So slip stitches don't get any stitches. This is just from when we join the row together. So if you end up putting extra stitches here, your work will start to go outwards instead of just go straight. So you always want to double check your work, count your stitches to make sure, so you can be 100% sure that this is a slip stitch and you shouldn't place another stitch. So this was my last stitch of the row, 35 stitches for me. This is a slip stitch, tiny one right here is a chain 1, and this is the first stitch. So moving forward, this is how you join every single round. You take off the stitch marker, you put your hook through that stitch where the stitch marker was, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through all the way, making a slip stitch. So now you can see we made, this is a slip stitch that we just made. Now we're going to chain 1 for the height, and to start row 3 we're going to yarn over, insert in that same stitch where we slip stitched, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and put the stitch marker back on. So that's our first stitch, this is the chain 1, and this is slip stitch. So you put 1 half double crochet in each of these stitches. Once you come back here, you do the same thing again. Make sure that you don't put stitch or the slip stitches, and just connect it with a slip stitch on that first stitch. So to move forward, you just yarn over and place half double crochet in that next stitch, just like usual. So you go all the way around until you come back here, and you can make as many rows as you want, which is how tall or short you want your sleeve to be for your cup. So it's totally up to you. So make as many rows as you want, and I'll meet you at the end. And now I'm placing my last stitch right here. And I made around 7 rows in total here. So I'm going to stop here. But again, you can make as many rows as you want. And once you're ready to finish, this is how you would finish off. So you just want to take off the stitch marker like usual. Place a slip stitch all the way. You will just chain 1 to fasten off, and at this point you want to grab scissors and cut off a little bit, and you're left with this little tail. So you just want to pull through. Now you want to take your yarn needle and the little tail and pull it through the needle, and all that's left to do is just hide this yarn. So I will hide it in the back on the inside. And all you have to do is just go through any of these stitches and pull and try to hide the yarn. So I will go through this row and pull, and I will go back up this way. Just skip the very last one you came out of so you don't unravel the work, and I will just go back up and pull. And once you feel like the yarn is secure enough, again you will take your scissors and cut it off, and that is all. And with this little tail on the bottom, you will do the same thing. So put it on your yarn needle and just weave it through any of these stitches in the back, cut it off, and you're finished. And for reference, for me this came to around 6 centimeters by around 11.5 centimeters. So if that helps you to gauge sizing. Once you weaved in both sides, all that's left is take your cup and put it through, and there you go, you have your little cup sleeve.